There we go. Hey everybody, happy Friday night. Hope you guys are all having a good one here. Loki says hello as always. You can see he has some very, very long nails here. And hey William, hey Bideford. Guys, you guys know how yesterday I just said I wanted today to be like a nice quiet day with not much news. But one of the main reasons I wasn't going to be doing much trading here today was because like every single day some big news event comes out and it's like really freaking me out as far as the markets are concerned. It not really freaking out, but it's leading to too much uncertainty and nobody really wants to trade during those uncertain times. Well, we got like a few bombshells today, some good stuff, some bad stuff, some random stuff out there that wasn't even expecting to happen anytime soon. So we're going to be diving into a lot of that. We're going to be diving in here to what's been going on in the markets because today wasn't a bad day, but it wasn't a good day. The stock market, same scenario here. We're talking about Twitter imploding. It didn't really implode, but everybody wanted people to believe it was. And right now, there's so many funny troll accounts that if you're pro Elon, you're believing all the troll accounts. If you're anti Elon, you're still believing all the troll accounts. So it's just a really funny thing going on. Over at Twitter. So if you're looking to be amused, Twitter is a spot to be right now. I was just looking at my my app usage on my iPhone, and it's actually moved. How do I say this? I started moving away from TikTok as far as how much time I spend on apps, and I'm moving more over to Apple, which are Twitter, which has been funny. Let me see, guys. 1 second here. YouTube said it's not getting enough video to maintain a smooth stream, and I don't think anything's actually messing up my connection here. But if that's the case, you know how it is. Every once in a while, the internet goes kaploof. Let me go over here to Ookla very fast. Let me just see if this has anything to do with it. Speed test by Ookla. Let's see. Because I want to make sure the video isn't messing up, and to me, it looks like the video may be messing up a little bit. I normally need about 30-40 on the upload speed to make everything work, even though I'm only aiming for 20. It's nice to have something that strong. But my computer is no longer hardwired in, which could have a problem. Oh, yeah, geez, my download speed is like 8, 9. What the heck is going on with my internet here? I don't know. Xfinity may be tripping out on this Friday night. Come on. We're looking for 20 here. Oh, yeah. Come on, get up. Oh. And hey, Puma, hope you guys doing well. Okay, we might have enough here, but I'm aiming for 20, guys. I'm really aiming for 20. It looks like my download speed is really, really bad right now, so it might the stream might cut out in a little bit, okay? I hope it doesn't, but just so you guys know, it looks like my internet's having a little bit of a kerfluffle. I don't even know what that word means, but you know what I'm talking about. Download speed is really, really bad, and upload speed is really, really bad as well here. I normally need about 20 for this. And I normally get like 700 to 1,000 on this, so something's really messed up with my my Wi-Fi right now. Okay, you guys couldn't see that. I was just looking at my computer screen, but here, sorry about that. There you guys see 15, 16. This is normally 700 or to 1,000. This is normally 30 to 40, kind of mid 30s. No, actually, no, low 40s actually for this one. So I don't know what's going on with it. I'm hoping the internet stays strong because I was just gonna have a nice chill night. And if for whatever reason I have to reset my modem, I'll just restart the stream, but I, prefer not to. See, we're already getting a little bit better Wi-Fi here. I just hope it's not going to mess up the stream or something like that. Let me give it a second here. I got some Welch's grape juice for tonight. Happy Friday, everybody. We've doubled the download speed. Yeah, I don't... My upload speed is trash right now. Well, I'll try to figure it out a little bit later here, guys. If we do start to lag, I'll probably restart the stream just so you guys know, because I'll probably have to restart my modem at the same time. So let's just get the news out of the way first, because this is what kind of like the market was paying attention to this. It didn't really mean that we were coming down or going up necessarily, but it just led to more uncertainty about some crazy stuff going on. The first big story out of today, probably not the biggest story, but the second biggest, the financial world, was Elizabeth Holmes, the Theranos founder. Remember, she created like a scam or fraud situation with her company, and a lot of people lost a lot of money off it. And she got sentenced to 11 years, 11.25 years in prison, and she's pregnant. So I'm happy she's getting put in prison. They wanted to not have, And hey, India, I can see the message. She just basically got in a lot of trouble here. I'm glad she got the book thrown at her, kind of thrown at her. Fraud should not be tolerated, and I'm hoping this sends a signal to everybody that wants to see Sam in jail. I'm hoping that'll kind of bleed over into his sentencing if it does occur sometime over the next few years. Remember, guys, this took years of going to court before the sentencing was announced. I'm, it's going to be a big thing if Sam is, also brought to court because it'll take years until it's resolved. We won't hear about Sam probably until the next bear market or next bull market. Excuse me. Okay, and the second piece of big news here today, probably the biggest piece of news, hey Ken, was the DOJ starting a special counsel to go after Donald Trump. I mean, we've been through this before. This is kind of a wild time in politics. We were kind of in a political mode here over the last few weeks because of the election. Now the DOJ is hopping right back on it, and they're going to go right after Donald Trump, and they're sending the special counsel after him. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I know the government's tried to get Donald Trump a lot of times here, and it just hasn't been able to work because the evidence really doesn't lead them to where they could see a jury of peers saying Donald Trump was guilty, right? They haven't been able to really do that yet. So maybe I don't know how many times they've gone after him right now, but maybe 10th or 15th time is the charm here. He had to do with a couple of impeachments that none of those ended up going through. I think they only got through in the House or something like that. They had the first special counsel with Mueller over the Russia stuff, and I guess the Russia stuff turned out to not be true after 4 or 5 years of that. No, I think it was only 3 or 4 years. So we'll see how this works out. I think that the topic of this is going to be the January 6th. But this is going to be something that really turns up the temperature of the nation once again, when I think everybody just wants to calm the freak down. We'll see how this turns out. I won't be covering it day by day, but if there's ever a bombshell or something you guys need to know, the start of this thing, we'll talk about it a little bit. But there's plenty of other political channels on YouTube if you guys want to actually look at this stuff day by day. There's just not too much money to be made in it right now. At this point, there's probably more money to be made after watching the Republicans and Democrats give their little speeches earlier this week. I guess there might be some energy sector problems with the Biden administration and his son. I hope that's not the case because I own some of those stocks and I just don't want to deal with that. But we'll see how it all works out. So guys, as far as Bitcoin's concerned, we're going to go back to that 4-hour chart here. Let's go back over here very fast. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. You can see we popped up yesterday. We've managed to get back above that 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart. What ended up happening, though, which I was not a fan of, was we just got shot right back down. And part of that was some of the news today. Part of it was just there was a wall up here and somebody was selling off a little bit of Bitcoin. And we'll talk about that here in a second. But you guys can see we still didn't have that golden cross here on the 4-hour chart. That's really what I'm looking for in order to see Bitcoin really start to launch back up to at least 18,000, because I'm not entirely sure how I feel about next week. I feel like next week may be a little bit of a bummer if we just can't find any momentum going into Sunday. So in order to get some momentum into Sunday here for the new weekly candle, I would like to see us have a golden cross and at least break above this resistance level up here, if I can just get the magnet on it. Yeah, right above here around 17,190. I'm hoping for it, but it's just the news just seems to be getting worse and worse. I know there was supposed to be that big tape happening today, and that didn't. I don't know if anybody found the you-know-what tape with Sam and that girl from Alameda. It was all over Twitter in the morning, but I haven't heard much of it since then. But yeah, seems like some crazy stuff was going on still with FTX. And, you're seeing more and more issues with more and more companies still being infected. I think Grayscale had an announcement today as well. Let me see if I can go over here to Twitter. It's weird how everybody's announcing stuff on Twitter these days. Let's go over here to Grayscale. There you go. So new today, due to recent events, investors are understandably inquiring deeper into their crypto investments. In this thread, we've compiled additional information about the safety and security of the assets held by our digital asset products. All right. So, they had a little bit of a message here. We can actually read this. It's kind of important if you guys have any money here. Maybe most of you guys probably don't. But they go on to say, each of Grayscale's digital asset products is set up as a separate legal entity, an investment trust for single asset products, and limited liability company for diversified products. 3. The laws, regulations, and documents that define Grayscale's digital asset products prohibit the digital assets underlying the products from being lent, borrowed, or otherwise encumbered. So that means they can't just like give them to somebody else and move them around. They're your assets. All digital assets that are underlie Grayscale's digital asset products are stored under the custody of Coinbase Custody Trust Company, LLC. Read more on Coinbase. Okay, whatever. To be perfectly clear, the Bitcoin underlying Grayscale Bitcoin Trust are owned by GBTC and GBTC alone. Grayscale. Coinbase frequently performs on-chain validation. Due to security concerns, we do not make such an on-chain wallet information and confirmation information publicly available through a cryptographic proof of reserve or other advanced cryptographic accounting procedures. Oh, that's a red flag. We know the precedent point in particular will be disappointing to some, but panic sparked by others is not a good enough reason to circumvent complex security arrangements that have kept our investors' assets safe for years. We have compiled more information for our investors on our website. We hope to alleviate any potential uncertainties and reaffirm the safety and security of the assets underlying Grayscale Productions. That's a huge red flag. Let's see. So that's a red flag. Let's hope they can figure it out. This guy says a bunch of bullocks. I bought more GBTC to Grayscale Bitcoin today. Steady lads. It's not a good. Steady lads is not a good thing. And smoking a whole bunch of cigarettes. So yeah, that's not the best news. I'm sure that people, after reading that, as far as Grayscale, they're probably pulling some money out of Grayscale right now because they just don't have to deal with it. And it's better safe than sorry at this point in time because so many things are having issues right now. Okay. Now, Watcher Guru just says Sam Bankman-Fried's lawyer Paul Weiss has dropped him as a client. That's not good. When your lawyer is dropping you before the case is even brought on. And so let's see what happens. Anything else here? Thanks for the memories. See, everybody is talking about this tape, and I haven't seen it, but it just seems like this tape was pretty darn wild. Let's see. Oh yeah, what do you call if you guys didn't know, we'll talk about this just for a brief second. Everybody was talking about Twitter yesterday, saying Twitter was going to implode or Twitter was going to go down in flames within hours of last night. So the time's already passed because of like rumors circulating on Twitter about how Elon said you guys are going to have to work hard or leave with a severance package. A lot of people said, okay, we'll leave with a severance package instead of working hard. Which is a grind. It's not like they're not, it's a real grind to work for Elon Musk, apparently. And so, everybody thought that since people were leaving Twitter, that the company was just going to go boom and that the app was going to crash last night and never come back online. Well, it didn't. Right? Surprise, surprise, surprise. Elon Musk is the master troll. He has managed to get people to use Twitter like never before, which is great. But man, people are really buying into a lot of fake stuff online. There was a guy last night on Twitter, more of a joke thing. He was like, hey, I used to work for Twitter. I just got laid off. And Elon Musk gave me a call and said, hey, I locked myself out of the building and I'm the old guy that controlled all the building access. He asked me if I can come in and I said, yeah. And I helped him out. And then people believed that just because it was some random guy and they really want to believe that Elon Musk and Twitter are going to go down in flames here. And so it became a huge story. And then Elon Musk tweeted back, and I'm like, oh, dude, great guy. Thanks so much. And then, people still believe that it was a real thing, and Elon played into it. And, so you're seeing a lot of crazy stuff happening on Twitter right now. The big stuff happening right now looks like it's SmackDown, Alex Jones, Merrick Garland, IUBB. I don't know what that is. Maxie, I don't know. Elizabeth Holmes. So, yeah, a lot of weird stuff going on right now. But I'll keep you updated on some of the political stuff as it becomes, important. I don't think most of it's going to be important here. All right, but let's kind of go back over here into some of the technicals. So we're still in that no man's land right now. We're hoping that we can have that golden cross and really pump us back up. However, just be aware of this trend line right here. As long as we don't break down below this, I think we could at least try to go sideways a little bit longer. But if we do start breaking down below this level of support, I do think we're going to hit another batch of new lows here. Probably around the low 15,000s, if not high 14,000. So just be prepared for that. Um, as far as, let me see if I can find any information here for you guys as far as this is concerned. We got higher lows and higher lows there, so not really seeing a divergence right now, unless lower highs and if anything, this could be a bearish divergence, I guess, if you want to look at it in terms of a. Oh, what am I doing here? Let me get the magnet off. You could see there's a lower high, so high, lower high, lower high, just a little bit lower than that. Lower high here. We haven't had another opportunity to have a high here. But then at the same time, you are seeing some, since we kind of dropped over here, higher highs. Maybe we've just broken down out of that last night, or maybe we're going to continue moving up later on. But right now, that's kind of a bearish divergence, which I'd be a little bit more concerned about at this point in time. I was really hoping that last night we could, well, curl back up here, and the price could curl back up like that, and then we'll continue making new highs here to kind of break that cycle here, so we don't have to really worry about that. This is a hidden divergence. So, so you guys know, I'm making a video about divergences right now, and so I'm doing some more research on them as far as which ones I think you guys need to know. We'll talk about 4 of them. But I have a video I'm going to put out sometime on Monday, I think, maybe Tuesday. So yeah, as far as that's concerned, we're looking a little bit more bearish than bullish here. I'm just hoping that we can have at least one more bullish push until next week. But again, that's going to be a big if here. Let me add on one thing though, just because we were looking at the Fibonacci extensions here. There we go. And see, we were able to break out, but we weren't even able to test out that next level here. We got rejected pretty fast. If I go back over here to a 5-minute chart, just so you guys can see, we had a big spike. You saw a whale come in here and try to buy it back up a little bit. We kind of had a double top here, where we had the traditional top 1, top 2, neckline break, right? The retest of the neckline, right? Got rejected off of that, and then we finished off by coming down a little bit more. That's like as classic of a double top as I think you can get. So now we're just trying to recover off of that, and the market with the news today was just not having a very good day here. So get ready for more news, I would assume, over the next few days, but I'm hoping that at least over the weekend, for tonight, journalists aren't really doing much stuff. I'm hoping we don't have any extra breaking news coming out, and we could at least go sideways here, if anything. What we want to do in really basic terms, we have higher lows right now. We need to break that cycle. We have higher highs right now. We don't want to break that cycle. Okay, so if we start breaking that cycle, then we start coming back down here to the low 16,000s, like, we're in like the mid 16s right now. We're going to come down about 400 points, and then you might have another buying opportunity. But by then, we just got to hope that no news is going to stop us from having a potential bounce here. But if you want to get more bullish about it, I really do want to see that golden cross happen between the 20 moving average and the 50 moving average here on that 4-hour chart, okay? Now, this is a Friday night stream, guys. We can talk about whatever you guys want to. I'm not going to go so much into to all the technicals unless you guys like specifically ask me about a certain coin. I'd be happy to look it over. But yeah, I got my juice. Cheers, everybody. Ask me whatever you guys want to. We can have a good dialogue or conversation about whatever. There we go. Oh, and one last thing here. Sorry about that. Whale number 3. And I think somebody was just talking about this. Oh no, okay, that wasn't it. Whale number 3 sold another 1,000 Bitcoin today after selling a couple thousand Bitcoin over here on the 15th. It hasn't really done much, and it's been very confusing to me because ever since we dropped down a while ago, they bought up a bunch of Bitcoin, and now they're just kind of selling it off a little bit. And some of the Bitcoin's being sold off for a profit, but there's a lot that's not being sold off for a profit here. So I'm not entirely sure what this individual is doing here. But we'll keep track of it. But it is a little weird to see them buying and selling so much in such a short amount of time here. Let me move this down here a little bit. Let's get this back down here. Yeah, we really haven't had much. Not even a signal off of this. No. Okay. Let's go down there. All right. We can go to the 15 and give this a check. Yeah, this is from last night. Yeah. Hoping we can have some type of reversal. And hey, Hotep, rallying to Christmas because they need more exit liquidity. I mean, somebody's gonna have to provide that liquidity right now, and it's not going to be retail investors. Retail investors are just kind of booked out of the market. They're just holding or they're just waiting. And once if you guys, with all these new people buying Ledger Nano wallets and people putting their money on there, it's less likely that they're going to panic sell out of a position. It's just going to stay on there normally. See. The Elon Musk exit liquidity capitulation fund. I mean, it could be, but it just seems like people don't want Elon Musk to succeed with changing Twitter because he's making it. You guys know how Twitter is. Like, let me go over here very fast. Just make this. Let's go to the no man's land. So let's do a little box right here as far as Twitter is concerned. A rectangle. All right. And let's go over here and let's make that color red. All right, and let's just do this and make my life a little bit easier. Copy, paste. Yeah, okay, it'll be fine. Or maybe that works. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay. Let's go over here and let's make that blue. Okay. So right now, before Elon Musk bought Twitter, you could see that Twitter's viewpoints on the world were kind of over here. Okay? Kind of over here. If you were kind of more Republican, or even if you were kind of more moderately Republican, you might have some of your views censored. You might have been shadow banned, and you might have some hard times ahead. And if you were kind of in the regular Republican time, you were kind of really shadow banned. And if you're over here, I don't even think anybody ever saw your tweets in the first place, right? But while if you're liberal, anywhere in this realm, your tweets got a lot more exposure than the people over here. And people over here, they didn't like that. And they got angry. And they started to leave Twitter for other brands like Rumble and Parler, I don't know, but other brands. And so what Elon Musk is doing is he's moving the kind of the goalpost here for content from here to about here. I don't even know where we're at, but we're in this zone, I would say, because right now conservatives are really mad because he won't bring back Alex Jones on on the left, but the right. On the left, they're really mad because they put back on like Jordan Peterson and the Babylon Bee. So you're kind of just seeing all that anger from this, this goalpost being moved over here. And what this, I'm trying to be very objective here. What the left has been trying to do and what they've been having fun doing is going after Elon Musk and gaining clout, gaining followers and subscribers by talking about how Elon Musk and Twitter are going down in flames, right? There was a massive thing last night where everybody was saying rip Twitter because everybody was like 100% sure that Twitter was going to crash last night and like never come back because a bunch of employees left Twitter. We're kind of just dealing with the ripple effects of Twitter right now. And I think that's going to have an impact on a lot of stuff, in our culture, I guess you would say. But as far as the markets are concerned, the good thing is Twitter's not a publicly traded company anymore. You're going to see more information out there, but you may see some more fake accounts until like Elon and Twitter figure out the balance of the blue check marks and stuff like that. I think we're supposed to have an update sometime over the next few days, but he's just moving the needle from over here to over here. And then he's making sure that as long as you're not like really far left or you're very far right, let's use the colors here, but as long as you're not on the really crazy fringes, you're not going to be shadow banned if you're from here to here, to here, to here, right? You're not going to be shadow banned. And so people over here who have been used to not seeing all these people's comments on the feeds, now all of a sudden they're being forced to enter in new bubbles, which can be very, nerve-wracking if you're not used to having dialogues with other people that disagree with you. It can be kind of weird, right? And so that's what's kind of going on here with Twitter. But yeah, it's gosh, it's to me, it's just something that's really really fun to watch. However, I can totally see why people are just freaking out. It's a culture shock. It's like imagine somebody from New York that's never left the city go to South Dakota or Montana and just live in a small town for a month. You know, it's that type of stuff where they can't get a computer job, but they're forced to get a ranch job. Their mind would be flipped upside down. There'd be a mental breakdown. Whereas if you tried to get somebody that was on a farm to go work in an office with a very fast paced environment, or maybe more chill with Twitter's environment, right? They might not be accustomed to it as well. The people are being forced to mingle, and people don't like to mingle. So we're starting to see the waves crash on each other a little bit, which is fine by me. Um, what's right here? I think so, Tep. I do like having the fire behind me. It's nice. It's peaceful. I've been using it more and more often now. And hey, Rodriguez, happy to see you back. Do I think Sol will survive the long term? I do, but the price is getting more and more concerning with it. So if we go over here very fast, look at Sol, which is it's like down a little bit right now. Let's go to the weekly chart. Let's get this out of here. Let's get that out of there. Let's hide that. And you guys can see it. We've been blowing through levels of support left and right. We had one over here, right? Broke down below that. We had one over here. We just broke down below that one. Probably the best look at the daily chart, but you can see we were just slamming down below all those levels of support. Right now, our next level of support is right here from the lows we saw way back in March of 2021. We're really hoping to stay above this, but I don't know if we are. Now, if as far as dollar cost averaging, I just spent like $200 on more Sol here on some of these support levels here, kind of around the $12.50 range. It's gone up a little bit, but not really a lot. But if we manage to break down below this, I do think is from a technical perspective, Sol's next support level really is around right down here on the $5 level, which is pretty crazy if you ask me. Would I buy a Sol at that level? Probably. But I do think it's important that people realize that the company itself still seems to be doing fine. I think their finances are still okay, is from what I understand. But the coin is definitely taking on pressure because of all the bad news surrounding Solana and FTX. And now it looks like I don't know how much Solana FTX has left, but I think it now belongs to the government in the Bahamas. So that's kind of the wild card there. But over the last few days, we've tanked. We're still coming down right now. We could definitely make a new low here and continue on this grind for the next few days, especially as far as Bitcoin's concerned. It looks a little bit weaker going into next week. So yeah, the company, I'm not sure, but I think the company will do fine enough for me to put a couple $100 of extra money into it. But I do think it's not out of the question that if Bitcoin continues to fall over the next few months here, we could see Solana like below $6. And I'd be happy to buy it at that time. And of course, Solana, go down here, it still does have a pretty large market cap of like $5 billion or 4.6 billion, $4.7 billion. If it would come back down to like maybe 3 billion, 2.5 billion, yeah, I'd be like, sure, I'd still be willing to buy that up a little bit. It's not like it's, has a $100 million market cap. So I'd be okay with it. I'd be okay with that. But for now, it's kind of looking icky. So just be careful with it. We don't know if that level of support is going to continue to hold for us, or we're just going to continue to break down here, because Bitcoin is only down about 0.5%. Ethereum Classic's only down about 1%. Ethereum's only down about 0.5%. BNB 0.5%. AD 0.5%. Matic 1.5%. But Solana's down almost 3% right now. So people are definitely a bit more afraid of it. So just be careful with it. At least ApeCoin, that's down about the same percent as Solana today. At least ApeCoin, had a big pump yesterday. That kind of means that people are selling off today. Solana really doesn't have a big pump to kind of help it out here, right? One of the good things that's made Dogecoin so nice over the past few weeks is even though Dogecoin crashed a few days ago with everything else, it had pumped up so much that the crash still meant it was way higher than the lows we experienced over here in June. Same thing with Ethereum. That's right. Ethereum bounced. It came back up over here. We were still doing very well, but we crashed, but we're still above some of those June lows. There are a lot of coins like that right now. BNB, after all the stuff that's happened with BNB, it still ended up doing fine. XRP, still doing fine. Bitcoin Cash. Actually, Bitcoin Cash found new lows here. and managed to bounce back up. So that one wasn't as good. Probably because Bitcoin itself wasn't doing so hot here. But yeah, I am concerned about Solana. Not enough to really panic out of it or anything like that, but it is going to be under much more pressure than a lot of other coins over the next few weeks and months because we still don't have any idea of how bad this debacle is going to get with FTX. Every day we're hearing about more exposures. This company is now in trouble because of it. Grayscale is not going to give us a proof of reserves, and so that makes everybody a little bit more concerned, and people might start pulling the money out of there. Who was it just a few seconds ago? Hotep was saying Mix sold 3,000 Bitcoin on Binance cold wallets are being drained. That's not what you want to see right here as well. I know if you guys ever go over here to, I don't think we have anything going on right now, but go over here to Whale Alert. Is this it? No, where's there's Whale Trades. Oh, where it is. Yeah, Whale Alert. You've been seeing a lot of money starting to get moved over. Oh, to Tethered Treasury. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, so you're just still seeing a lot of money move around. So, I'm concerned, but I'm not like freaking out about it. It's mostly like, hey, there'll be an opening for me to put some money in here. I just don't. I would have to see some news that their actual like balance sheets themselves are really messed up, and maybe they were holding like the majority of their funds at FTX. That would cause me a lot of concern for Solana, but I haven't heard that news yet. Thoughts on Crow with the World Cup starting this weekend? Excuse me. You might see some increased volatility, but I really would only want to trade the volatility. I wouldn't want to actually like just buy and hold it necessarily. Just because I put more faith in what Bitcoin's doing and how the World Cup may approach this. And there still seems to be lingering questions about crypto.com and whether or not they really have enough money after they sent a lot of Ethereum to an accidental address and then they got it back. There still seems to be a little bit of confusion around that, and they're still playing patch up. So you're going to be playing with those two forces. If Bitcoin kind of stays stable or sideways, I think we could have a rally. That's a big if though, because if you look at Bitcoin's weekly charts, we're still due for some strong levels of volatility, at least for the next 2 weeks. Because if we're going off of the candles we're seeing right now for Bitcoin, let me just go over to another chart. Let's get rid of all that. We've just started a big drop. Last big drop we had over here. We're either going to have, this one wasn't even a good reversal as well. We're either going to continue dropping down next week, or we're going to have something more of a pump. But we didn't really find a strong bottom this week, right? We really didn't find that. We found the bottom last week, and that usually means that we kind of do one of these teetering off effects where, let me find my marker. We go like that. I don't want that to be the case. But at this point, at maybe at best, we kind of do one more week of chugging up and then we crash back down. Because I don't think we're going to be able to break back above that 20-week moving average, and that's going to start coming back down really fast here pretty soon, especially when you have to deal with the exponential moving average. I don't think I have it on my chart right now. Over here. No, not tutorial data right here. EMAs. Okay, there we go. That's not too bad. We're getting closer, but it's not terrible. And we still have to deal with the 50-week moving average coming down below the 200 for the first time ever. It'll be fun. I mean, we're going to have a lot of bearish signals over the next couple months, but a lot of times we can pump up into the bearish signal like we did right here. We pumped up into those bearish signals. I'm hoping that Bitcoin can do that, but right now the news is just getting worse and worse and worse, or at least getting worse to the point where people are getting more and more uncertain. And I've been seeing tons of TikTok videos of late where, maybe some of you guys have seen these as well, is Amazon and other warehouse employees have been getting let go and fired before the holiday season, which is usually they get fired after the holiday season, which has me a little bit more confused. Now, I'm not going to read too much into that, but it does confused me a little bit here, guys. I would think they'd want to keep them on until the holidays are over. Now, I'm not buying as much stuff from Amazon as I once did, but I am still buying stuff off of Amazon. I just got an Amazon package before I started the stream of like 4 things. So, as far as Crow's concerned, though, you want to see Bitcoin go sideways, and yeah, it can have a quick pop off, maybe an extra 10% relative to Bitcoin, but that's going to be a big if. Especially with Qatar having so many weird problems going on. There's already a rumor that they paid off another team to win the first round. Looks like their tents are pretty nasty. It's like Firefly, whatever that concert was on the island, it never happened. And also, they took off beer or something like that. Only the rich people can drink beer from the corporate events. I don't know. I if I was at a big sports event, like the sports event of the year for like soccer, I would really want to drink some beer or booze or something. It feels kind of weird to not have that. And hey, Taylor, do you think it's smart to start buying a Matic right now or wait till it drops lower? I would be dollar cost averaging into Matic right now, but I wouldn't be necessarily buying up a whole bunch of it. For me, as far as Matic is concerned, I probably spend like a couple $100 a month on Matic. I don't really go into it too heavily. If we go over here very fast. My thing with Matic here is if we go over to the daily chart, I bought Matic over here and over here quite a bit as we were dumping because I do like Matic for the long term. And then I've been doing this, I guess, bi-weekly dollar cost averaging here. So every couple weeks, I just buy a little bit. You can see since then, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit there. To me, it feels like it's very overbought compared to a lot of other assets. And I would like to see it come back down again before I really get more excited about buying it. Long-term hold, definitely. Dollar cost averaging right now, definitely. But no big bulk buys, in my opinion. Those bulk buys when the whole world was falling down and we were kind of hitting that next big block of support. Right now, we're just getting squeezed between the 20-week moving average and the 50-week moving average. That's where you might see some more fun here. At this point, though, we better finish off strong, or otherwise we're going to be closing down here, and you're going to see Matic coming back down to like the 60-cent range or the 50-cent range. And because it's popped up so much, you could really see this thing back down here, like another 27% loss, 28% loss. Nobody wants to see that, but if we start breaking down, that's definitely a possibility. Let's go over here to the daily chart very fast. And that's after we just had all these golden crosses, like cross, had a massive spike after both of those crosses. And then what happened? Just bad times with FTX. And we're kind of living through the repercussions of that. I think if we didn't really have those issues with FTX, we could have seen us go back up to maybe above 150 here as far as Matic was concerned. I still think the market could have had a really sizable move if it was not for the FTX debacle. I think we were due for a nice rally going into the winter, going into the holidays here, and that we weren't going to see like all-time highs or anything crazy like that, but you were going to see some strong performances by a good amount of coins. But when FTX had their issues and the FTT token started going down in flames and CZ was selling off FTT tokens and stuff like that, it really just killed the whole mood. And I think rightfully so. Everybody panicked. And, after we have these big capitulation events, right? Big event right here, big event right here, right here. We tend to just go sideways for a little bit and hopefully try to pop off. Sideways for a little bit, eventually popped off. But when it comes to those pop-offs, you're usually looking for some type of, divergence or something there. Depends on if you're using oscillators or oscillate. Like stuff like oh my god, I'm starting, excuse me guys. Oscillators in general. So you can think about like the one you see on the bottom of my screen, a stochastic oscillator. You could be using RSIs. You could be using a whole bunch of stuff, but you're looking for that divergence there. And depending on how that divergence works out, you could be expecting something really nice. So like, I don't know if we can see something here. So when we found those lows, this one we kind of got into that oversold territory, which I think all of us know oversold. We hit a bunch of Fibonacci levels on the Fibonacci retracement charts, if you guys ever look at those. And then we got like a couple bullish divergences where the price was still going down low, so we had lower highs, right? Lower highs over here, or here to here, or whatever you guys want to say. But then you had the oscillators trending upwards, and that's a bullish divergence right there. And then moving over here, we had the bearish divergences where the price was going up, but the oscillators were going down, and eventually, scroll it down a little bit. We did end up coming down, but that took a while. But yeah, so at this point, if you're looking for that type of information, we still have a while to go. But man, we're already on the verge of breaking down next week if we really can't get this thing back under control. I hate how I keep on having this things here. Actually, let me just squeeze this down here very fast. All right. You see the price action after our last crash? Or either one of these crashes. We had a big dump, and then we kind of finished off for a day. Then we kept on moving down. Kept on moving down. Kind of found a little bit of balance. Then it kept on coming down. This one was kind of so violent because it was one of those big shock events. But now we've had a big little uptick. Instead of kind of finding a nice little, a nice strong move of people really rushing to buy back into the market here, we haven't really had that big rush just yet. We had one big move back up, and then we just sold it all right back off. Like we sold it all back off, and now we're just trying to consolidate here. I would like to see us go sideways going into Thanksgiving if you want to see a larger move up in the marketplace. I would like to see go sideways at least going into next week. If next week ends up being sideways and somehow looks very ugly on the chart but still sideways, that would give me another reason to buy for like maybe a short-term swing trade for maybe a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. But that'd be very, very risky. I don't want to see the moving averages start coming back down a little bit more so we can come into contact. The 200 is still quite a bit away from us. We've been having trouble getting back up to the 200 for a while. But we could, in theory, get back above that 200 sometime in December, have a nice little rally, have a couple golden crosses that we haven't had in a while, and, that could lead to some great stuff. But please, just no more bad news, no more exchanges going kaput. It kills the rally every time. Probably, we can stick around with this for a couple seconds. Let's go back over here to the 4-hour chart. There you go. All right, 15. There you go. But I haven't really seen many divergences happen just yet. If anything, there was like a bearish divergence. But you really have to look for that one, which means it's not as going to be as strong as I would like to be. It literally is like a hidden divergence. See, and hey, discount, congratulations making it $850 plus on SPY puts. Oh, excuse me, SPY options this week. I'm pretty happy with myself. That's great, especially when you guys like figure out the few stocks you guys want to trade and you guys become experts at those. Keep getting better and better, my man. Make sure to lock in those, not lock in the gains, but write down how the trades did so you keep that in your little notebook. And hey, Ken, Mike, Sativa, or Indica. When I go out to the city with my friends, I love Sativa. When I'm just chilling at home and about to play some video games, it's normally going to be an Indica. I haven't smoked in a hot minute here though. I've been working too much. Today I built out a well, this is part of it. I did some marketing stuff here today too, but let's find this very fast. Drive divergences. I made a small little PowerPoint presentation just to make my life a little bit easier, but I didn't want to have to make a video and find all these charts and stuff like that. But I made a tutorial for you guys as far as divergences, so that way you guys could figure out how each divergence works. So like we got hidden divergence, we got weak divergence, we got medium divergence, we got strong divergence, and I explain how all this stuff works out. Right now I'm just kind of working on a little bit of a script, just to make sure I articulate what each one of these things means for you. But that's what I did for part of my day today. Then I also helped out a few friends with a couple questions they were having, and then also worked on the YouTube channel by doing a couple of short tutorials for you guys too. The next tutorial should be tomorrow. I didn't put a video out today because I've been putting out too many videos, and YouTube doesn't notify you guys if I do more than 3 videos in a 24-hour period. And so I'm gonna when I post my shorts from now, they're not even gonna be notifying you guys. It's just gonna be no notifications. You guys will probably just see them on your front page when you look up here. If you scroll down or something like that, you guys may see. Oh, I don't know how it looks. On your phone, you'll see a little bar that says the shorts, and there'll be tons of short content for you guys, if that makes sense. Let's see. And hey, Kenny G, he's making it fair. Oh, talking about Elon? Yeah, I mean, yeah. So personally, like, I'm on. If I go over here to my main page here, so I'm like in the crypto space. Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know what space of Twitter that is, but that's a beast Twitter. Let me see if I can find something right here. I'm trying to find some political content here. Because normally I get a little bit of politics in here. Uh, Maybe not so much political content today. That's kind of nice. Um, Okay. Well, normally I get stuff on both sides of the aisle because I have friends on Twitter who are on both sides of the aisle. So it'll say, like, this person liked this. So I may see something pro Trump. And then this person likes this. So I may see something pro Biden. That's usually what my feed looks like. But I understand that most people probably don't have that feed style. But yeah, I mean, I think Twitter is going to be fine in the long run. Musk is making some really aggressive, like, changes to the company, though. Um, so I know he's letting people go with the severance package, but people's lives are being shaken up a little bit. But I guess that's just kind of life. I mean, I've never been fired before, but I've had to fire people before, and I know it's bad. You know, people feel really bad about it. I've never let somebody go with severance though. It must feel nice to get like 3-4 months of paid salary after you leave. I don't know many bosses that would give you that, but I'm not. I've never worked for like a pure tech company though, so I don't know what the norms are for it. But yeah, it seems like there's a lot of chaos over there. It looks like he's managing the chaos okay. I haven't seen many problems with Twitter, although I have to say, you know, it has been very, very wild watching everybody hope that Twitter goes down in flames while on Twitter. They need to. If those people really jumped off ship, I think they would really have a problem. But since everybody wants to stay on Twitter because it's its own little weird thing now, I think it'll be fine. There's not a lot of conviction for people saying they want to leave Twitter and like they actually leave it. I haven't seen many people like full on delete their accounts. They may pause their accounts or they just say I'm leaving, then they kind of stick around. But I haven't really seen that just yet. And I like Twitter a lot right now, primarily because when all this FTX stuff was breaking everybody, I was learning about it from Twitter. Not CNN, not MSNBC, Fox News, CNBC, or Fox Business, or Bloomberg, or Yahoo Finance. I didn't get any information from them. I was getting it live from people on Twitter that were kind of reading the data and figuring out like what the heck is going on right now. And you know, that's where I learned it. When Sam Bankman-Fried did his first announcement, it was on Twitter. It just seems like the place you have to go if you want to learn about the news right away, before it's like filtered through a news organization. If there's one thing I did not really comprehend over the past few weeks is like how bad the media has been about trying to fluff up Sam Bankman and the woman from Alameda. They are really trying to make them seem like good people, and everybody's like, we know, like crypto people know how bad of people they are right now, but the average person at home that's never heard about crypto and just doesn't know much about it, they probably think Sam just made an honest mistake and he's not going to go to jail or anything like that. It's a really weird environment now, and that might be what Elon's after. I don't know, but I'm surprised about how crazy the news has been like distorted over the past few weeks. Not days. It hasn't been like weeks since that happened, like a week and a half or so. Let's see. What about the Doge Daily MAs? That's a good move up. It's possible the way it's looking, we see it going. I mean, Dogecoin can still move up, but you have to be careful with what Bitcoin's doing right now. My main concern here is that the weekly charts for Bitcoin aren't looking so hot. I think Dogecoin can actually make some sizable gains next week if Bitcoin goes back up, but that's because we've already broken through so many levels of resistance when Elon went on that Twitter Spaces and said Dogecoin to the moon. That really blew a lot of things out of the water. That was very, very nice to see. Because after we had already had a big pump, we came crashing out of FTX. Those levels of resistance were kind of peaking again, or starting to show their strength again. We were able to kind of blast through a couple of those. So I think Dogecoin can, Dogecoin, Matic, and Solana could have some really good moves next week if Bitcoin can just level off going into Thanksgiving. And hey, Shannon, happy to see you back. Can you talk about stock market in general? How do you see next year going? Inflation, economic recovery, finally bottoming. So I think pretty soon we're going to replace inflation talk with job losses, recession, poor earnings, lower, like worse margins talk. So less worsening guidance. So I think we're probably going to bottom off. This is my opinion here. It could be very, very wrong. So don't just trust me out there. I think we're going to bottom off sometime in Q1 or Q2 of next year. I'm hoping for one larger drop in the market, and that's when I'm going to start buying more aggressively. Now, that buying process will start probably when we have the next drop, and it'll last for like a good 6 to 8 months of me pouring thousands of dollars still into the stock market. I am hoping that the market bottoms next year. I think it will. I don't expect the recovery to be very, very rapid. Crypto could definitely do that because of all the moving averages and how fast it's come back down. It's definitely going to be massively oversold compared to the stock market. As far as the stock market, Q1, at the end of Q1, Q2, I expect us to bottom around there. That is like a very large window because I have never been precise about predicting bottoms. Primarily because this is like my first major bear market. Remember, last big thing was in 2008. Most of us, well, I wasn't a trader then. So that's a good I would probably say 5.5 month window there for us to start buying more aggressively. We'll wait and see, but I don't think the interest rates have really hit us hard enough just yet. For me, when it comes to inflation, inflation chart. Oops, not how you spell inflation, but that's okay. Can I? Okay. So where are we at now? September. Yeah. So I think the only reason we're coming back down a little bit right now is because we already had that larger move about last year, and we're just now. How do I say this? The data is catching up about a year later, if that makes sense. Because inflation is just year over year, 12-month percentage change. Because inflation was so high over the past like a year ago, now relative it doesn't feel as high because we're not seeing inflation kind of spiral out of control. We're seeing kind of more managed inflation. That's probably not. You guys can kind of understand what I'm saying there. I do think that the Federal Reserve is going to continue to raise interest rates going into next year for probably a while. Like, I could see maybe 2 more 50s, at least 2 25s, and then we'll see what happens after that. Or maybe just 3 50s. I don't know. But I think at some point, maybe around March and April, they're going to stop. And then maybe sometime in May, June, kind of around that Q2, they say, hey, we're just going to wait to see what happens. Because Jerome Powell has been very hawkish on this. He says he really wants to get down to 2%. 2% is way down here. We may see it fall down pretty rapidly, but it's still going to take a while before we get to 2% inflation. And then even when we get to 2%, is he really going to start to lower rates, or is he just going to keep the rates stagnant and let the market kind of figure out what it wants to do, let job unemployment go be a little bit higher? Who knows? But if you just go online and search layoffs, you can see the layoffs have started, but they're more white collar layoffs, like tech company layoffs. Like here's Wall Street Journal. Tech companies were thriving, now they're laying off thousands. Here's why. Layoffs at Amazon, Meta, and Twitter signal a major shift in Silicon Valley. Amazon layoffs will continue into next year, CEO says. Let's read about this. This is from ABC. This year's review is more difficult due to the fact that the economy remains in a challenging spot, and we've hired rapidly over the last several years, Jazzy said Thursday. Decisions on the latest Amazon role reductions will be shared in early 2023, Jazzy said. It is not yet certain how many jobs will be impacted, though the reductions will impact Amazon stores and people experience in technology solutions organizations. Oh, that's why I was saying that. The move adds the company to a list of major tech firms that have imposed job cuts in the recent weeks, including Facebook, parent Meta, and Twitter. All right, so get rid of that. Meta cut about 11,000, Twitter cut about 3,700, Amazon cut about 10,000, Lyft about 700, Stripe around 1,100, Redfin smaller ones, a few hundreds, Microsoft 1,000, Robinhood 23%, probably only a few hundred there. Coinbase about 1,100 employees. So as the economy gets worse, they're probably going to have to lay off even more and more people. I think the big job cuts that are probably going to happen are probably towards Amazon warehouses. Let's see. Because I've been hearing people getting laid off from those, which I was surprised about. I thought it was more of corporate layoffs. Amazon layoffs, warehouse. There you go. See, a corporate workforce, Bay Area offices. No, see, I'm looking for I'm seeing it on Twitter. I'm seeing it on Twitter and I'm seeing it on TikTok, but I'm not seeing it on news stories, which is kind of concerning to me. Normally, you'd like to hear that stuff from the news. Let's see. Nope. See, New York City Central says 10,000 layoffs at Amazon will not yet impact warehouses in Clay. Oh, okay. It must be a specific warehouse, probably in New York. I don't know. But I've been starting to see layoffs happening in those sectors, which aren't good. I think FedEx is still okay because they need the holiday rush. But after the holidays, and there's not much demand after that because everybody's going to go into their savings, put money on their credit cards and stuff like that. How much money are people going to be able to buy? That's kind of where my concern is right now. I got more of a practical effect. But honestly, guys, I would really like to see the market bottom off in end of Q1, going into Q2 next year. If I was to choose one quarter, it'd be quarter two. But I do think there's an opportunity for us to bottom off sometime in March. Not high, but I think the opportunity is there. It's a massive window. I wish I could really narrow it down even more. But I mean, if I did narrow it down more, it would be even more wrong when it finally happened. Right? And hey, Ewit, to be fair, everyone on Twitter takes things way too seriously. Of course they do. That's what makes Twitter so much fun. I have fun tweeting. I was tweeting about Forbes today, how they made that puff piece article for that lady Alameda. I was like, how could you have the title of your article be something so nice to her? It really made no sense to me whatsoever. But I think the way you should treat Twitter is how, if you guys ever watched Key and Peele, there was an episode where one person these two friends are texting, and there's different feelings about how the text is going. One guy is texting his friend, and he's like, oh yeah, he says, something. He's answers all casual, like, okay, sure. But the other guy thinks what he's texting back is like a diss. So one guy's ready to fight at the end of the text, and the other guy's like, hey, you want to go grab lunch finally? I think that's how you should approach Twitter. Just be the guy that's don't put any emotions into it. There's no reason to get mad at somebody over Twitter. Just to just say, wow, look at this. This kind of sucks. Almost a sarcastic voice, or I don't know what type of voice you would say, but it's like, geez, that's kind of bad. Or, ooh, that's kind of cool. Ooh, I'm excited about that. Show off your positive emotions, but with your negative emotions, just kind of make them more plain and be like, damn, that sucks. That's kind of how I see Twitter. Because if you go down through Twitter, I mean, I'm going to go to my home, risk on, risk off. See, this is why I like Twitter. The memes, the simple stuff. So here's something that would probably tick some people off, okay? This is Kim.com. I follow Elon Musk, so I'm seeing this right now. The Twitter censorship department, powered by Dems, so I'm assuming Democrats right now, thanks Elon Musk. I guess this is because a whole bunch of people quit. And so nobody's censoring Republicans is the theme of this message. All right? Then you can see a whole bunch of mean-spirited comments. That room used to glow with the light of reflected from the blue hair. I can't pronounce that. I don't think this needs to be political, but the point is clear. Also, welcome change is needed. All the hate gone. These chairs are good. Caitlin must give me one. The most beautiful empty office in history. So we fleeing or not? People are on each side, or probably this is more Republican post, right? They're planting their flag and say, "Yeah, victory here." You know what I mean? People get way too emotional about that. Okay, I am pretty irritated about this. Queen Caroline, the risk-loving 29-year-old in the FTX collapse, is a math whiz who loves Harry Potter and taking big risk. Wendy O says they are using a particular verbiage because the opposing side got exposed financially and it's on a chain. Watch their words and follow the money. Look towards your enemies for a separate perspective and make them your ally. So, there's going to be a whole bunch of wide-ranging views right now on this type of stuff. Although I have to say I'm not impressed by the media coverage of the FTX fallout. They are really ignoring some big pieces of it. I want to know exactly what was going on with all this stuff. I want to know everything because I want to know if there's going to be regulations put in place to stop this type of stuff from happening again. As far as where the money was going, I know we can't necessarily stop fraud. There's already rules against fraud, which I think Sam will be prosecuted for. But it's just going to get more complicated from there. See, opinions are not facts. There's a serious lack of critical thinking across the board. Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, you can go to any corner of Twitter and there's definitely a lack of thought going on right there. I mean, even with some of my posts, that's why I'm kind of just using it to give you guys updates, but eventually I'm going to start posting more stuff. But I think they switched up something as far as Twitter's concerned. I'm waiting for them to do that update on the 29th before I get more active on Twitter again. Right now, I'm just posting little updates saying, "Hey, everybody, I'm working on a tutorial on how to teach you guys about different divergences." I don't know, being a nerd about Twitter, but I like it. And hey, Tony, sold at $2. Oh my gosh, that'd be insane. I'd probably still buy, but I'd be very, very worried about buying it then. See, and so you think Elon? It's a good long-term investment if Elon uses it for Web3 blockchain technologies. I think that'd actually be pretty fun. I would like to see that play out. I've heard that he is more hesitant about getting the blockchain on Twitter. I'm hoping he can do so. I'm hoping he gets some help from some of the other big players, but I would love to see that. I have a feeling by the time that occurs, he won't be running Twitter. He'll go back to Tesla and SpaceX, and he'll have somebody that's with a fresh new company managing everything with a very reduced workforce, and and that workforce won't be as how do you say this? They won't go against management so much. So I think one of the big reasons that Elon has been taking these really aggressive steps to get rid of all these employees, whether it's being like this, the flat out firing, or saying, "Hey, quit if you want to and take your severance." He wants to bring in a CEO, probably from another social media company, that can manage this for him, but he doesn't want the CEO to take maybe a more moderate stance, or maybe even more Republican stance, and he doesn't want the employees to necessarily say, "Hey, you have to listen to us. We're going to have an open letter to you, and if you don't listen to us, we're going to all go on strike." I don't think he wants to have Twitter open up to those type of self-inflicted wounds, so to speak. And I think that's one of the reasons, because I don't think he's going to run Twitter even a few months from now. I don't think he's going to be bothering with Twitter. He'll be posting on Twitter, but I don't think he's necessarily going to be managing a whole bunch of stuff around Twitter. So if he is, I'd be surprised. I guess that's what I would say. However, I think he's trying to bring in a new CEO. This is my corporate hat talking, because I've been in lots of corporate offices in my life. I think that's more of his strategy. Make it so the guy can come in here, continue on the changes, and hopefully he can actually implement some blockchain technologies onto Twitter and start using it for payment services. Maybe another company could help out with that. Maybe they can use it up as an investment service as well. Because, Twitter is so freaking wildly popular that people could just have their Twitter, a crypto portfolio on Twitter. They could share it with everybody. Say, "Hey, here's my crypto portfolio. Here's what I'm doing." You could do a lot of fun stuff with it. hey everybody, here's my NFT. I'm going to give out NFTs through Twitter. They could do a whole bunch of cool stuff with it. I mean, the possibilities are endless, but they're also going to take years and years and years for anything like that to be implemented. So we got to wait a little bit of time. But yeah, Shannon is definitely right. There's a lack of critical thinking across the board. But that's what makes Twitter so much fun. Just don't get sucked into having an argument with somebody that doesn't have great critical thinking. That's where you get really ticked off. All right. Cheers, everybody. And AGT, you think whale number 3 is just doing some tax loss harvesting? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of weird how they're moving the money around and they're buying so much and selling off so much right after each other. So when we go over here, look at whale number 3. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's hide my pretty face. Oh, yeah, we don't need to really see the price of anything. It's not really too important. Now, Bitcoin had its big FTX crash over here pretty much on the 8th and the 9th, right? 8th and the 9th. Back over here. Here's the 8th. He sold on the 4th. 8th, buying up a bunch, buy. I mean, like hundreds and thousands of Bitcoin here, like lots of Bitcoin. He's been buying it up. Some of the prices he's been buying up some of this Bitcoin at is like 15,000, right? Over here on the 8th, when he first started, he was buying it at 18,000. So 18,000, 18,000, 15,000. He actually bought bulk amounts of Bitcoin when it was way more expensive. A lot of this was bought at 18,200. Current price is 16,600. He's at a loss on that Bitcoin, right? I personally, I don't know if this person is American. So I don't know if they have to really worry about our tax laws, but I don't think he's really turning a profit. He bought some at 16,600, 670. That's where we are now. 500 at 17,005. 100 Bitcoin at 16,500. 1,000 Bitcoin at 17,000. So it's like less than where we are now. A few at where we are now, basically. Another 500 at 16,672. Another 700 at 16,944. He's at a loss with a lot of these positions right now. He or she, excuse me. So, I wonder what they're doing. I really do. But it's been very confusing to me to kind of watch this all play out. However, I do have to say, this person overall has been buying up so much Bitcoin. This is really not much money for them. I wonder if they're just sending a signal or if they're just playing around a little bit with their finances. Because, there's still, just look how much Bitcoin they've been buying up. Tons and tons and tons and tons. Even while the price has been going down rapidly. Like within just a period of time, the balance went down from like $3 billion to around like $2.3 billion. That's a lot of money to be losing, hundreds of millions of dollars just within a couple days. And then yet he still continues to buy a lot back in here. Or the person just continues to buy a lot. I'm concerned about it, but usually when the person sells off, we have a downturn in the market. And going into this weekend, that's something I don't want to see happen right now. I want to see us stay strong, go sideways, at least go sideways. And we can have a good opportunity to get back above some of those daily moving averages, and some of those 4-hour moving averages can actually turn into some golden crosses. Thoughts on Tectonic? High risk, something you probably would want to invest in if you guys have a little bit of an itchy bone, try to get something that can really pop off in the future. It'd be worth a small investment if you ask me, but definitely it's a risk, right? Like most crypto is, but a higher risk. So right here. Yeah, sideways until Thanksgiving, then possible pop. Sounds good theory, Michael. Hey, Hotep, I appreciate that very, very much. And hey, Kona, Wells Fargo was acting weird today trying to cash company checks. They said they didn't have the money, so let's hope some of these banks don't fall. If Wells Fargo fell, that'd be absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. I think they have enough money. They go through a lot of scrutiny, a lot of what they call stress tests. I think they should be fine, but if there was like a computer problem with them, that might be a little bit of a concern. So I hope that's not the case here. And hey, Discount, thanks for upgrading, my man. And what do you call? And hey, Secret, we were just talking about that, Secret. Babylon B. That I was really happy. The one thing that was kind of sad about seeing Babylon B's Twitter page, though, is I didn't really fully realize how long they had been how long they have been banned. Like, I just kind of joined Twitter kind of early, so I didn't even have an opportunity to follow them. But I mean, as far as I know, they just tell funny jokes. But like March 20th, that's a long time ago. Nation wishes there was some way they could have known about the Hunter Biden laptop story before the election. Oh, that's because Twitter censored it, right? Oh, so they were already starting to get on Twitter's nerves beforehand. Ah, I see it. We're back. Let that sink in, right? So, you know, you're going to see a whole bunch of crazy stuff happening right now. I like the Babylon Bee and I like the Onion. They're both great. They're both really, really fun to listen to. But I just feel like I'd only listen to Babylon Bee on Twitter, I guess you would say. But yeah, Secret Fish, it's definitely been fun watching this whole thing play out. And it's nice to see more just viewpoints. I was talking a little bit earlier about the bowls kind of being moved around. I think we even did a diagram. Oh my gosh, that must be the grape juice talking. But we did a diagram talking about how like the lines are being shifted more towards the middle. What's right here? I need house prices to dump hard so I can enter the rental game. I've been seeing a lot of advertisements on YouTube asking me to join the real estate game and start buying real estate. And every single time I'm like, no, I don't think this is the right time. I don't want to pay these high interest rates. Oh, man. Excuse me. And rental properties would definitely be great, especially if you could have the people living there, that's the state paying you for those. I heard that's a really good deal nowadays, which is why one of the reasons people can't afford houses, but it's the way the system works right now. Fed rate going to 7. I mean, I cannot be precise about how high it's going to go. I do think we're probably going to get above 6, possibly to 7. I don't think we're stopping anytime soon. Sure, slowing down, sure. But stopping, I don't think we're going to be stopping for months here. Unless the economy takes a really big hit really, really fast. And I don't think that's going to happen until more Q2, Q3. But by then, the market should have bottomed out by then, I'm hoping. What do you think about Chili's? Right now, dollar cost averaging is fine. Probably not as much because it's kind of been popping over the last few days. I don't like that as far as dollar cost perspective. However, I do think it's going to be a nice, solid long-term hold. If you guys want to practice day trading, there is nothing better at this point in time besides that. You could always go with classic Ethereum for day trading, but Chili's is something that looks really fun to trade right now. It is just all over the place. And, you know, the World Cup is getting a lot of attention for good news and bad news, I guess you would say, right? And ARW, when do you think Elon will accept Doge on Twitter? You think he'll use other cryptos as well? I think he will use other cryptos, but I don't think at the end of the day that's going to be really his goal. Like I said, I think he's laying the groundwork right now for another CEO to come in and kind of maintain everything, but he wants it to be a nice environment so the CEO doesn't have to really go crazy and crack down. Elon can be the monster, so to speak, right? Because if you go on your normal media like CNBC or Fox, I don't know, maybe not Fox, but CNBC, CNN, MSNBC, Yahoo News, Bloomberg, Elon is like the devil right now. I mean, like, it is absolutely insane. I hear nice things about Elon every once in a while, but it's rare these days. If you go on, like, you know, regular news, like the old media, I don't know what people call it. I think this legacy media is what I keep on hearing. You know, people aren't saying nice things about him at all. And they want Twitter to fail, which is kind of interesting because, like, I feel like most journalists get their news from Twitter and they kind of regurgitate it into a story somewhere else. Now, there are some really good investigative journalists out there, I'm sure, but it seems like a lot of them just kind of look for something to rewrite on Twitter to get clicks and therefore earn a living off of those clicks, right? It's interesting to say the least, but I think he will add Dogecoin as a payment system down the road. I think he's going to want to see Dogecoin maybe be more stable. But I don't know to what extent he's had conversations with the good folks over at Dogecoin, the company itself. But yes, I would like to see him do something great with Dogecoin on the platform. I don't exactly know what that would look like because I'm not a blockchain expert. I would like to see Twitter become a payment platform, though. I would like to see it. So there's 3 verticals that I think Twitter can really do some good here. Okay, the first one. Oh, this is not going to be good handwriting. Video. All right, video, money. So this could be crypto, not lending service, excuse me, but like exchange type stuff, or just transferring money as a payment platform. That's really cool. And the other one, not really many of you guys will care about this too much, but you know, I want to be able to go to a certain part on Twitter where I could type in a search frame and I can learn more about a specific topic based off of experts that are on Twitter. So maybe I want to learn more about inflation, and I can go over here and there'll be a list of inflation experts and stuff, or just buying a house, invest stuff like that. I don't know how to explain it. And I can go down over here and I can search for some like people that I know and I trust, and I can look through the history and see the advice they've given and see what I can learn from there. I don't know exactly how that'd be monetized, so that'd be kind of weird. But I'd like to see something more of a search results based system here. You know how like when you guys go over to YouTube has like 3 parts to it. So YouTube has the browse page right here where you guys open up YouTube and you just see a whole bunch of stuff. And then they also have the search bar right here. So I can type in Elizabeth Holmes, CNBC, Luna Classic Live, stocks, Luna Classic, whatever my search results are. And I can go look for stuff and it'll give me suggestions based on what it thinks I want. Or I can go over here to one of my streams, right? And then on the right-hand side, I don't know if you guys can see this. Yeah, you guys can see videos that YouTube thinks I may want to watch. And mostly it's just me vibing to old kids music. Like I can go The Distance, Cyberpunk soundtrack, cutscene movies, Look Through My Eyes, Brother Bear. That's not something I've listened to. I want to listen to the other one by Phil Collins, On My Way or something like that. That's the one. The Bells of Notre Dame feel for some dark music, but it's also like very good vibe. I listen to all this stuff all day long. Even stuff from what's that one movie? Encanto. That was some good songs in there too. So, usually listen to music and stuff like that, but YouTube knows what I want. I like. Oh, it thinks I know. It's not really the best algorithm, but it does its job. Fair enough, right? It's the best in the business besides TikTok, but YouTube is better for long form content. I would like to see Twitter really go after YouTube as far as the video side of things. Like there was so much opportunity there, and I don't think Elon or the people over at Twitter realize it just yet. Maybe because it would take a while for that system to be built out. It would cost a lot of money for the servers and stuff like that. But where I think Elon can actually do a lot of good here is this. He already has the blue checkmark system up, right? I got myself a fancy blue checkmark, and now it's not even blue anymore. I got myself a little fancy checkmark, and even though I only have 188 followers, I have a checkmark. I would really, really, really like it if only people that had checkmarks could actually post videos on Twitter as far as long form videos where they could earn money off of them based on advertisements. So imagine if YouTube charged me like $8 a month in order to post videos to you guys. That would take away so much of the bad content on YouTube and so much of the scams on YouTube. I would love that. But I don't know how the company works, so it wouldn't be. I have no idea if it would work. But my big thing is blockchain. Yes, I think it will come eventually. Dogecoin probably. I just have no time frame. Videos. I think he could do some really good because I know having all the servers of all the videos that don't really go anywhere. I think if he was to start building up that system over time, like a few years down the road, I think it'd be huge if only people that paid the $8 could post long form content and they could have ads in those videos. I have a whole system built up like this. I would love to see implemented, but I just know it'd be a very hard ask for something like Elon or the staff at Twitter because they would have to hire some people over at Google to help out. But I would have to believe that somebody like Elon Musk would know a very some solid people at Google, and that could have them or YouTube and have them move over to the Twitter and help them to develop that whole ecosystem so they can kind of build it from the ground up and do some really good stuff. Because right now it seems like Elon's going to go down the road of Vine and TikTok, which I think is awesome. I do think it's awesome. I think it'll keep people on the app even longer. It's not a bad idea. I would like to see them have a longer form content opportunity as well. And maybe that comes after the TikTok version. But I would hate for people to be trained first on short form content, then be forced on longer form content. I'd rather they learn longer form content first, then go to short term form content. but that's because I'm an educator. I'm not an entertainer. Entertainers want it the other way around. Educators like me, who are in the minority, definitely we want it flipped around, where we want to see people go for the long form content first and then go to the short form content here. And hey, Shannon, how do you think the crypto market now is similar to different or different from the '08 market crash players, Enron, Madoff, etc.? I watched a bunch of movies that your suggestion from months ago. Oh, you're talking about some good ones are the one that everybody knows is oh gosh, I'm thinking about Too Big to Fail is one that people don't really watch too often, but it's a good one. The Big Short is something that a lot of people know. Margin Call is a really good one. That's like a really detailed movie with not Kevin Costner, Kevin Spacey, and a few other ones. I'm forgetting the other one there, but yeah. Okay, that was weird. Sorry, guys. I heard like a scream of some type, and I think it's the coyotes in the backyard. But coyotes freaking scare me because they get really, really loud. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, even Loki's looking up at me like Loki has a shocked look on his face right now, but he's also wagging his tail, so he must be fine. But yeah, as far as that's concerned, I personally think we're much better than well, the crypto market is. So primarily the crypto market, we're worse, but the entire market is better. So the crypto market is worse just because we're still so new, that we still don't have many guardrails on, on what's good and what's not. And that's primarily because the SEC won't give us any guidance. The SEC is definitely going to give banks guidance on how they should be managing the money, even though in 2008 everybody was over leveraged, everybody was going crazy with the housing bubble, build houses, sell houses, keep on selling the houses, and the money will never end, right? And nobody was doing their due diligence and seeing if people could actually afford the homes they were buying. It was more about earning the commissions and the fees for selling the actual homes and that type of stuff, right? Crypto, we're just so new, and there's so many bad actors in the market right now that just aren't prepared, or just lack of preparation, just bad actors. I do think crypto's in a much worse spot than the regular stock market was back in 2008. I really do think that. Now, the good thing is I believe that crypto is going to do fine in the future, but we are, this 2005, 2004, 2024, 2025, 2023 rally, whenever we really start kicking it off, we're not going to really, that might be the last major rally that we see from Bitcoin. I don't know if we're going to have another massively crazy drop after that, or we're going to have another crazy big gain after that. We may just start to do going more of a boring market cycle here where not everything is really going crazy. And instead people are looking for the thing that's pumping up right now while Bitcoin's going sideways, or it's trading within this like massive 60,000 to 100,000 range or something like that, right? I think, yeah, I think we're still in a good spot. We will be in a good spot. But I think right now crypto markets, the crypto space is in a much worse spot than we were in the 2008 financial crisis. Just because of how bad everything was infected. FTX is still not infecting everybody as bad as like the Lehmans and the Bear Steens and everything like that. We're not anywhere near that. We're not infecting other countries like Europe and the countries in Europe, excuse me, like France and England. We're not doing that right now. There's pain, but it's not like their whole economic system, like their whole system is on the verge of collapse. Like it was back in 2008. But the market now overall is much better off. The crypto market is probably worse, and that's just because we only have so many centralized like players right now. And we've seen Voyager go under, Celsius go under, FTX go under, BlockFi go under, Grayscale's having issues now. We're starting to see those dominoes really start coming down. Where back in 2008 it was just a little bit of people working in there. The banks were able to kind of mix their funds with the help of the government. With the help of the government, that government support really isn't there for crypto, and that's kind of another reason why we're in a worse spot. Too big to fail. Yeah, there you go. Smartest guy in the room. There you go. And thanks, Soto. I appreciate it. And hey, Shannon. I have two little pity mixies here that want to see Loki before you end the stream. Okay, me too. Oh, probably somebody else. Let me see. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I forgot my head was totally in a random spot. Over here very fast. Oh, I got a treat for him. He heard me touch his treats, and he's like, ah, okay. There you go. Oh, hold on a second here. Doop-a-doo. You can see his ear in the corner there. Oh, you should good boy. There you go. He's like, no more treats. I'm out of here. Okay. Now he's just wagging his tail and looking all sad like he wants to go outside and play, but it's like dark outside. There we go. All right. Say hi to your dogs for me. How much weight do I give Kramer? And thoughts on Kramer from Mad Money says buy or stay away. Do you know if there's an ETF, the inverse Kramer ETF? Oh, yeah. So, to know, I would say. Um, as far as Kramer goes, I really don't listen to him at all. I really don't. Excuse me. I've been watching CNBC almost every day for years, and I just don't put much credit into what he's talking about. He just, yeah, I don't give him much. I don't like. He knows more about how markets work than I ever could. I think, like, just me, I understand more about the economy than he does. Like, as far as the simple stuff, right? Um, like right now, over the past few, like back in early year, I was talking about how I was going to be buying up oil and healthcare, and I thought those were pretty decent plays, especially because I thought tech was going to be falling off of a cliff. Kramer was still telling people to buy lots of tech back at the beginning of the year, and I just didn't see why he was saying that. Like, how could you know the economy is not doing well, and you know how advertising dollars works and all that type of stuff, and how could you still be telling people to buy tech? It just made no sense to my mind, no sense whatsoever. Um, so I don't know. Yeah. I don't put much faith in Kramer, but yeah, sometimes the stuff that comes out of his mouth sometimes it just doesn't vibe with reality, and so I don't know if he really thinks it or he's just kind of told or paid to say stuff like that, so people will buy in while the big dogs are selling off their shares, right? I don't put much faith in him at all, really. And like the thing is, in a given month, there's probably like 100, like right now it's slow, like 100 or to 150,000 different people come to me at least once and ask me for information on this channel, right? Or they're just listening, or some people don't talk, they just kind of listen. You know, guys, I have slow engagements on my stream, so people just listening. I was going to go somewhere with that, but I just totally spaced out on it. Sorry, guys. But yeah, I just don't trust him. I don't trust him. I have like 100,000, 200,000, or 150,000 people, come to me at least once a month to kind of learn my opinion on where things are going. I'm a pretty blunt individual, but somehow, just on the big topics, I don't really follow Kramer like that closely. I've been more right than he has about the economy, and that really concerns me, considering that guy he gets millions of people to watch him, millions and millions of people to watch him every single month. I just don't know how that's possible. And I think it's getting under his skin now that people are making fun of him every single day because he keeps on making wrong call after wrong call after wrong call. You go over here to Twitter. Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde's romance is no longer the same as it was. I don't know who she is, and I don't really know who he is either. Oh, I must have clicked on something over here. That's what I was like. I do not know who these people are. So Elizabeth Holmes. If you go over here to the videos tab on this, you'll see stuff like this. Let me see if my audio is actually turned on or not. Audio output, maybe that's it.
To me, it's reasonable to compare you, I usually don't do this, to Steve Jobs and what he did for computing. I regard you as a visionary, next generation person. Is this the kind of ridiculous pressure that nobody, just one last question. To me,
Oh, that was part of it. This is a longer version.
to me, it's reasonable to compare you, I usually don't do this, to Steve Jobs and what he did for computing. I regard you as a visionary, next generation person. Is this the kind of ridiculous pressure that nobody needs?
You know, Steve Jobs was, I don't think there is another Steve Jobs. He was a phenomenal entrepreneur. We've got an incredible opportunity to try to uphold a legacy in Silicon Valley of changing the world. And
disrupting the world.
We're working 20.
I think he just buys
Just
into
one last
himself a little
question.
bit. Let me see if I can find this next one.
JP Morgan of this generation, Sam Bankman-Fried's FTX,
Yes.
is slashing everybody's margin, and average fees per transaction across the industry have declined by 50%. A lot of that is the man, Sam Bankman-Fried.
Right. I think he just believes in himself a little too much, and sometimes that can really bite you in the butt. I think why I am probably good at trading and investing and kind of guiding people to the markets, when I start breaking down the math and stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'm good at, like, I make about 70% or 80% of my trades are winning. They don't have to be all winners, and he kind of just makes you feel like if you're not winning, you're kind of losing. When in reality, all you really want is your portfolio to grow, right? Let's see. Anyway, it's a perfect way to explain it. And thanks, JR. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Oh, sorry, I just missed discounts. What kind of action do you think we might see for the SPY in the coming weeks? I thought it might test the 400 resistance again, but it also looks like it just wants to consolidate for a while. I would say if we can stay choppy for next week, I think we have an opportunity to go bullish going into Christmas. So, YouTube. All right. So I would like us to pretty much just stay above this 20 moving average here. That's all I really want to see. 20 week moving average, excuse me. If that could happen, I do think we could actually have another bounce back up here towards the 410 range. After that, I think things get a little bit choppier, because I think what would actually happen is we would have some type of fake out where going into Christmas, we might actually have a few weeks of breaking out above it, only to come crashing down before the 20 week crosses above the 50 week here. And that would lead us onto something like that. I do think we're okay right now, but I think like 2 to 3 weeks from now, things may get a little bit more hairy. We're going to have good news coming up, about inflation and interest rate hikes to kind of extend that rally. If we don't have a 50 basis point rate hike and it's like 75 or something like that, people are going to sell off. But I think we'll be fine going into the next few weeks here. I don't want to see choppiness, though. I just want to see us go sideways, right? Sideways is what I want. I don't want us to have this like shoulder, head. I don't want to see us do something like that. That would really be a bummer, because that would probably send us to new lows for during the holidays and not necessarily keeping us at a nice strong support level. If that makes sense. So there's a lot of ways it can go wrong, but I do think it would be worth it to hope that we can break above this 200 daily moving average and try to make our way back up to at least like the 410, 413 level. After that, we're probably going to have some issues as we rise like right there around the 410 level, 409.81, and up here around this trading range of 418. If I was to buy right now, if I was to hope for anything really good, I would be very cautious once we hit this zone up here. I don't think we're necessarily going to be able to really continue on that breakout. I think bad news will come out eventually that really continues the move down here, because we're in a pretty solid bear market rally right now. I mean, the SPY is up already in the lows, up 13%. Not bad. Over here, we came up about 19%. well, if we kind of follow that logic just a little bit here, how to be precise, once we get to the 410 range, something like that, we're already at 18, 19%. I think we have a little bit more momentum. But just be careful with it. I'd be in this for short-term trades rather than long-term trades. And the one good thing about the SPY here is a lot of times you can trade some really nice breakdowns and some really nice breakouts. So you go back over here. That's gonna be a little bit weird, but you have that breakdown. You take a short. Look at that, nice easy play. I don't know if the Fibonacci retracement ended up working out here, but these short, right there, you could have scaled it a little bit right there or right here. You have those short-term trades that you can do. For me, that means I'm probably holding for maybe a day to 2 days. Maybe I'm holding just for a few hours, but I'm not really holding more than 4 days. I think 4 days is as long as I really feel comfortable holding in this market. Although I'm ultra conservative as far as a trader is concerned, so you guys can definitely be more aggressive than that. Those are the type of moves that I like when I trade SPY. I haven't traded SPY in a hot minute here, but if I go over here, that's the lows. I mean, has the Fibonacci extensions been doing a good job for us or no? What's the best one? That's like a decent level. So a little bit of resistance here, a little bit of resistance here, a little bit right there. No, not much right here. It only really started to take an effect a few days later. This is a 4-hour chart too, though. And is the low? Yeah, that's the low. So, you got some baby opportunities here. So I could have kept this chart on by the time I traded that breakdown. Right? I could have scaled out right around here or here, or depending on that retracement level here. But then after that, I would have known, hey, I could start buying up and I could start scaling out here, 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 and so forth, right? And again, this is a 4-hour chart, so it's probably I'm not going to be in the market for too long. So I might have bought down here again, but I might have just sold off within a couple hours. And as soon as it started to tank, my stop loss would have hit, and I would have missed out on this big rally. However, would I really want to buy into that rally because of it was a big news event, right? I probably wouldn't have wanted to take that chance. Too scared, too nervous, too uncertain. But yeah, I'd be bullish at least for maybe one more week here. Choppy bullish, not necessarily like just rocket ship bullish, but choppy bullish. Where we're kind of grinding our way up here bit by bit. That's what I would like to see us do for maybe one more week. After that, I start to get a little bit more concerned. In fact, I'm already concerned that we could have a reversal sometime over the next week. But I would be open to opening up some calls here, short term. And hey, Josh Kramer sucks. I think a lot of people probably agree with you there. And hey, Shannon, there's always so many bad actors in traditional markets, big banks, always though, right? There's always a big takeaway from me from movies. Yeah, it's just everybody wants to make more money, and it's not always about making the better product. Sometimes it's about getting into that gray zone where problems can arise under certain circumstances, and people just never believe those circumstances are going to really happen. And in those ways, they think they're very, very smart and intelligent because the regulators don't even know those ways exist just yet. And then by the time shit hits the fan, all of a sudden we're like, uh-oh, this is not a good thing, right? Especially if you watched Margin Call. The Margin Call is a movie about a firm that deals with home mortgages, among other stuff. But basically the way the movie works is they do layoffs because the market is slowing down. And one of the people they lay off is the head of risk management. And you learn this with the movie. He's fired because he's getting very close to proving that they need to stop doing these high margin calls because it's going to be a big risk to the company since the market is getting very, very choppy right now. And so he's let's go, and his like number two basically is put on board. He's a new guy, but very, very intelligent. And he does some math equations and figures out that, the company's in really bad shape. The loans aren't doing so well, and they need to figure out a way to get the company in a good spot. So he lets the upper echelons know, and it keeps on going up and up the ladder. And as it goes up and up the ladder, you realize that everybody knows this is a liability. They all know that this was a bad thing they did, but they wanted to make the extra money. So, everybody knows, but, for legal reasons, nobody talks about it. It's that type of thing. you're going to see that happen more and more and more. But man, I mean, there's not, you know, at least crypto is not that bad yet, right? The financial system is it's held together by a lot more stuff than just the crypto, like how the crypto markets are, which is kind of good in a way. But you know, it can be annoying at the same time. Let's see, and hey, Otep, I'll have to look up crypto teacher then. I had to learn how to use Twitter. I've been asking a few friends on how to make more engaging Twitter posts, and I'm starting to do that now. But I gotta work on it a little bit more. And hey, Monica, where do I see AMC going? Let me see. I haven't looked at AMC in a while here. Uh, uh, oh boy, talk about a lot of resistance levels heading our way. Uh, really do got that big downtrend right now, don't we? As far as uptrends, though, I mean, let me see. Not the best range. This is just not have a good history of like following up these days. I wonder why. Looking for our first death cross in a while. Last death cross was over here. Didn't really mean much. That's good to see. Bounce up, golden cross. There, got rejected. Were there many halts during this week? Let me just see if there was halts very fast. Not many. Okay, so as far as AMC is concerned, let me go to the daily chart. I think you could see this thing go back up towards $9 or so. Anything after that, I'd be a little bit more cautious about. But like right here, you've already managed to close above one level, or not. Actually, didn't close above it. You got close though. I think it can make another attempt to go back up towards $8.13. I think after that, though, if it does manage to break and close above it, I think it'd be a very easy shot up to the 200 daily moving average, which at this point is around $9.23. After that, I don't know exactly what's going to happen here because I don't trade these high risk coins or stocks much. Excuse me. But if I was to buy under $8, which the price is now, I would probably start scaling out anywhere above $9. So if you were to buy right now at $7.59, and you were to able to sell this up right here, $9, you'd be walking with like 20% profit. I would take that and run, although it may run up even higher. In fact, it could probably run up like with a wick, probably up towards 1076, which would be awesome. My big concern here is all these moving averages on the weekly chart. It's going to be a pain. Last time the 20-week moving average was a pain. Even when you broke above it, it had a quick little pop before the drop. Yeah. The 200 wasn't too much of an issue here. Even though, I guess right there it was, but not really much. You know, I would aim for $9 to $10. And if it pops up more than that, I would have to hope there's some good news coming out. It looks like earnings already happened a while ago. After earnings, we had a little bit of a rally. You'd want to see a squeeze for 2 or 3 days. After that, I'd be very much concerned about how long I want to be in this position here. But I think you could aim for like $10. $9-10, excuse me, $9-10. I got inspired in 2017 by banking the unbanked, no middleman, decentralized vision of crypto, then stopped paying attention. That when I came back, this seemed gone. What happened to win? I know, Shane, always happy to help you out. Excuse me. I don't know what happened to all that talk. I think what happened personally is regulators just came in and be like, hey, that's not going to happen. We're going to leave this to the big professional banks. and you guys, if you want to do this, you're not going to be able to work in America. And I think the system just felt it was too much of a danger, and so they're trying to work on doing it themselves and like formatting it that way. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. You're going to have to see. We're still going to have a centralized format here for a while. It may get more decentralized over time, but the government's going to want to be able to track all of your money all the time. And so, that's going to have to be woven into whatever system we come up with here. Unless Americans decide to say Republicans, Democrats, you both suck, I'm putting somebody else in that doesn't represent the special interest. It's most likely not going to happen anytime soon here. There's a hope though, but to me, it feels like it's going to happen more in developing countries, emerging markets. I don't know how you guys want to call it, but like in Africa, there's an opportunity for it to happen there. Central America, South America, there's a lot of opportunities for it to happen there. But at the same time, they're still going to want a government system set up to be able to kind of monitor where the money is going. So it's going to be hard, but in a country like America, where we have so many regulations, it's going to be very, very tough for us to get that type of, utopia type system here. Excuse me. And your content is educational and also entertaining to me because you combine it both good objective technical analysis and laid back subjective personal experiences. Yeah, pretty much everything I talk about is all from one good experience or a few bad experiences and some more good experiences and stuff like that. I don't know. The beauty of this for me is that the money I make from YouTube, it's fine. It's like $1,000 a month, but it's not necessarily. I don't have to make stuff up, but I don't have to pretend to be somebody I'm not in order to get a large income out of YouTube, if that makes sense. Like I work with sponsors and stuff like that, that, but it's not like I have to go begging to a sponsor saying, hey, if Sam Bankman came over to me right now and says, hey, Michael, I'll give you $50,000 if you just go over and tell people, hey, deposit money into FTX. I could go say no, whereas another YouTuber out there probably would say yes, right? I don't really have to be like that. So it's a pretty nice little balance here. But okay, everybody, it's been about a cool 2 hours. I'm going to go grab some dinner right now and finish sipping on my grape juice here. I got to take Loki out for a walk, actually. He's been a pain in the butt about it. He was just licking my hand here a few seconds ago trying to bite my ring out, and he hears me right now. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm guessing, members, I'll see you guys tomorrow from like 12 to 2 or something like that. And I know next week is Thanksgiving week. I'm going to be preparing a lot for Thanksgiving, so I'm not entirely sure how much I'm going to stream at night. I may stream more in the day. But it's just, guys, I don't talk to my grandparents anymore, so I'm not going to be streaming with, I'm not going to be at my grandparents' house or my, any family's house. So it'll be me and Loki alone for Thanksgiving. So I may do a Thanksgiving night stream with me and Loki where we're just eating duck and watching the crypto charts and having a good time. You guys, if you're spending it with your family, spend it with your family. Don't watch YouTube. They'll judge you for it. But if you guys aren't spending it with your family or just, with your dogs or, somebody else, and you guys want to watch some crypto, we'll be vibing over here drinking, what is this? 8-year wine. Wow, that's old. But not too old, but yeah. We'll be drinking wine and stuff like that, eating turkey and duck. I'm eating duck, not turkey, actually. Just having a good time. I'll tell people more about it, but probably going to have a nice little, literally eating. I'm not going to just be like talking. It'll be me eating and looking at charts and just vibing with the news and stuff like that. Okay. Let's see. It has lost its original version. Yes, it has. There's not enough money to be pouring into that sector right now. But okay, buddy, have a great rest of your day, and I'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow. Members, I will